Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 20th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Philadelphia 76ers vs Brooklyn Nets. Bridges has stepped into the role of top scorer after being traded mid-season from Phoenix, but cannot beat Philadelphia on his own. Cameron Johnson has been a nice surprise this series. He scored 28 in Game 2 after averaging only 15.5 ppg on the season. Johnson is a 6'8" wing who can handle the ball and shoot from deep. He already has 9 made threes through 2 games this series. Spencer Dinwiddie is a crafty guard who came over from Dallas. He is averaging 13.0 ppg this series. Dorian Finney-Smith and Nick Claxton are the other 2 starters, but both have been quiet this series, neither scored more than 8 in either game. Seth Curry and Royce O'Neal take most of the bench minutes, with Curry leading the bench scorers at 9.5 ppg in the last 2. Ben Simmons is on the Brooklyn roster but is out for the rest of the season. No other player is on the injury report. Brooklyn ranks 12th in offensive efficiency and 14th in defensive efficiency, though it is worth noting those are season-long stats, and Brooklyn looked very different to start the season. Brooklyn will be playing with a sense of desperation, and Philadelphia may be a little too comfortable with their lead in this series. Brooklyn has players that can score. Bridges and Johnson have put up solid numbers, and someone from the Curry, Dinwiddie, and Finney-Smith trio is likely to break out and shoot well soon. Brooklyn found success early in Game 2 as they held a 10-point lead. They doubled Embiid on most possessions, forcing him to be a passer. They got away from this strategy in the second half, and that is where they lost the game. Brooklyn needs to get back to doubling Embiid, forcing the rest of the 76ers to beat them. This seems like it will be a 5-game series, but Game 3 is typically the spot where the underdog can steal a win. Brooklyn is getting the points here, and if some of their shooters get hot, they will be able to cover this number. Take Brooklyn plus the points. Playoff basketball started to set in Game 2 when neither team went over 100 points and went way under the total. Fewer fouls are called in the postseason, so players like Embiid and Harden who rely on getting to the line see their FT attempts go down. This also keeps the clock moving, creating fewer possessions for both teams. Brooklyn does not have the firepower to win a game in the 130s against Philadelphia, so they will want to play slow in this pivotal Game 3. Philadelphia does not play fast. To begin with, they have only the 27th fastest tempo in the league. I see a tight battle playing out and staying under the total. Sacramento Kings vs Golden State Warriors. The defending champion Warriors once again faltered down the stretch as they lost 114-106 to the Kings Monday night. Stephen Curry led the Warriors with 28 points, but shot just 3 of 13 from 3-point range as Golden State was sluggish offensively. The Warriors committed 22 turnovers. Wiggins scored 22 points and played well, but the Warriors looked a step slow for most of the fourth quarter, especially after Draymond's ejection. Green will not be available for Game 3, as the league announced Tuesday afternoon that he will be suspended for a game. The Kings built the lead to 14 points in the third quarter of Game 2. Golden State fought back and tied it on a 3 by Curry, but the Kings went on a 17-8 run to put the game away. This goes without saying, but Game 3 is a must-win game. In a super physical game marred by late-game controversy, the Sacramento Kings took a 2-0 series lead with a 114-106 home win. De'Aaron Fox dropped 24 points and was dynamic once again in a clutch fourth quarter showing for the Kings. Domantas Sabonis also scored 24 points and was stomped on the chest in the fourth quarter by Draymond Green, leading to Green's ejection. The Kings and Warriors have played an extremely physical 2 games in Sacramento, which culminated with a Draymond Green ejection and suspension, a sore chest for Domantas Sabonis, and a Warriors team on the ropes. Game 3 is a must-win game for the champs, and I believe they will get the job done without Draymond Green, but it will not be easy. Golden State was horrendous on the road throughout the regular season, so it was not surprising to see them drop 2 straight at the Golden 1 Center. But they went 33-8 at home, and their bench will come out to play after a week 2 games. Jordan Poole and Wiggins will step up in a big way, and Curry will drop 30, but the Kings, as they have done all season, will make it a close game in the fourth. Take the Kings to beat the spread and the Warriors to win the game. Take the Kings plus 5.5 points. During the regular season, these 2 clubs were 1-2 respectively in points per game. Game 2 went well under the projected total of 238.5, and I expect the same type of results for Game 3. Golden State will not have Draymond Green, and with that, their pace and tempo will be 30% slower without embarking commands and leading the fast break. The total number has gone under in 5 of Sacramento's last 6 games overall. Their defensive intensity has picked up in a big way during the postseason, as they were near the bottom of the league with respect to defensive efficiency during the regular season. Take Game 3 to go under. Phoenix Suns vs Los Angeles Clippers. Phoenix blew their lead in Game 1 in the fourth quarter at home, and to begin Game 2, the Suns struggled and were down 29-24 after 1. Yet, Phoenix outscored the Clippers in the final 3 quarters to win a one-sided game and head to LA with the series tied. In the win, the Suns were led by Devin Booker, who had 38 points, Kevin Durant had 25, Torrey Craig had 17 points, DeAndre Ayton recorded a double-double with 14 points and 13 rebounds, and Chris Paul had 16 points. This season, the Suns went 2-2 against the Clippers in the regular season, winning both games in LA and losing both at home. Phoenix also lost the series' final 2 games in the regular season. Meanwhile, in the playoffs, the Suns have been led by Booker, who's averaging 32 ppg, Durant is averaging 26 ppg, Craig is chipping in with 19.5 ppg, Ayton is averaging 16 ppg and 10.5 rebounds, and Paul is averaging 11.5 ppg and 9 assists per game. Phoenix can take a lot of good from Game 2, which is why I like them on the money line at -140 and could even lay the -2.5 at -110, but I'd rather play it safer and just take them to win at -140. In the regular season, the Suns won both games in LA, and this season, Phoenix was 12-7 as a road favorite, while as a home underdog, the Clippers were just 4-6. In that second game, the Suns shot the ball well and took care of the ball, as they didn't make too many careless turnovers as they did in Game 1. Even though the series is 1-1, Phoenix has been the much better team, and the Suns' offense really found its groove in Game 2, and they have too many weapons to defend. Although the Clippers are a good defensive team, Phoenix moves the ball well and gets guys open. Take the Suns' money line. Los Angeles picked up a massive win on the road and is now in control of the series, as the Clippers stole home court advantage from the Phoenix Suns. Yet, in Game 2, Los Angeles did not play well as the Clippers started strong, but then fell apart defensively as the Suns took over the game. In the loss, LA was led by Kawhi Leonard, who had 31 points, Russell Westbrook had 28 points, Eric Gordon had 12 while off the bench, Norman Powell had 12 points, and Terrence Mann added 10. Along with taking Phoenix on the ML, I also like the under 227 points in this one. So far in this series, the games are 1-1 and going under 227, but combining both games, the games are averaging 228.5 ppg. The second game showed what Phoenix can be offensive, which is about the maximum points I think they can get, as I do think LA can be much better defensively. The 6 games they have played, including the 2 playoff games, are averaging just 221 ppg. Phoenix is also playing at a pace of 100.2, which ranks 18th, while their offensive efficiency ranks 17th. LA, meanwhile, plays at a pace of 99.6, which ranks 24th, while their offensive efficiency ranks 13th. I expect a much better defensive effort from LA here to keep this game closer and the final score to be around 112-106, which would help the under cash in. Take the under 227.